Okay, so I've got some assets with me. I'll show you what I have and where I have them. These are some images of burgers and the images of rolls that I had used for the XML file as well. Okay, so guys, can I just have your attention? This is, if you follow this process, you will be able to create your entire PHP dynamic website. So I've got these images, and I've just gone to canva.com and I made a couple of logos. See that tasty burger? Made a logo for myself, try our specials. Pretty neat and simple graphic art, so you don't have to really struggle with graphic design. You can make something really neat, clean, that works well. Now I have saved this under my htdocs. On the Mac, you need to save this under htdocs because when you this will work only under htdocs because it requires the server. Okay, and when you take it home you have to put it under htdocs. When you give it to me, I will put it under my htdocs because it does require XAMPP. So I have started XAMPP, although today I'm not making the database and I'm not reading from the database, but I will be creating the database tomorrow, and next week Thursday I will be reading from the database, writing some PHP. Okay. Now, Sean, if you're actually not going to listen to this, you're going to miss out on even the PHP, and again you're going to ask for help. So you might as well actually pay attention when I'm teaching it. It's a great idea to just listen in class and get it over and done with. It's absolutely futile to spend your time, waste your time not listening. Why would you not listen? You have paid money. If you listen, it's over and done and with. It's done and dusted. At least you understand it, okay? And then when you see the video again, you start remembering it again. So just give me your attention for half an hour. So I had sort of spoken earlier, and I said the part 1 to creating the dynamic website is to create the HTML CSS shell. I sort of planned for 4 pages, and that's what I want from you as well. 2 dynamic pages. I'm going to have an about page which I will call index. In fact, I write this on a piece of paper and it's going to be index.html. I'll call it burgers.html. I'm going to call it rolls.html, and I'm going to call it contact.html. So I even know what I'm going to call my pages. That's what it's going to look like. I have done this. So today I'm going to create the pages. Tomorrow I'm going to create the database.
Wait, realistically, couldn't you just use the same shell as you did in the XML and just...
You could. You absolutely could use the same shell as an XML. And for me, it's okay. For you, it's an opportunity to practice. You don't want to practice, that's fine. But you could actually use your same bow and arrow and knock off the XML code, replace it with PHP code, and the PHP will read from the database. Yes, you could. So pretty much half of your job is done if you have done the XML assignment. So for you, actually half the job is done because you already have the shell. But this is a new way of making a shell, and since you're very keen to learn, this is a nice method to learn as well. Okay. So this demo, you might actually like it very much today. So this is the plan. Let's see how we go. What I've done is, okay, this is under htdocs, and I need a page. I have my old page, but I'm not going to use that. What I'm going to do is I have downloaded a copy of Kickstart HTML, and the fastest way really to make an HTML thing is to go to Kickstart HTML. I think it's 99 Lime or Lime 99. Just download it. Yeah, and just to use the blank page. So I've downloaded it, and I'm going to copy a blank page of it. So I have it somewhere under downloads. Yep, HTML Kickstart. I'm going to copy it. So I'm just going to copy all of this into my folder, Tasty Burger, PHP Tasty Burger. I'm going to paste it here. So I've got a fair bit of stuff, and I've got the images. I'm just going to use the blank page, so I don't need these 2 pages. So that's your license agreement, and you can leave that in actually. Yeah. And there is a style.css. You know what? I'm going to modify that. I'm going to move this style.css into CSS, and let's start modifying this. Open with Dreamweaver. So I'm going to start with my blank page, and there is a tiny modification I've made. I've moved this style.css, and that is here. You see this style.css? I moved it in the folder CSS, so I'm just going to add that, and that should bring style.css somewhere here. I think I can move it in front. Can I? No. I'm going to delete everything inside the body. So if I go to the source code, it's fully linked up. So it uses jQuery, and you can see that it's actually using jQuery. It's also using the JavaScript library which the author has written, kickstart.js, and I'm going to start with an empty body. Okay. File, save as, and I'm going to save this as index.html because that was going to be my base page. So under PHP index.html, because if you look at my plan, index.html was the base page. What do I need? I need a navigation. Just see how I do this. Okay, it's empty. It's empty, and I need a navigation. So I'll just go to the website, and this is the navigation here. You see this horizontal navigation? This is what you were struggling with a bit earlier. See how easy it is, Lachlan. So I've got the file, downloaded it. I've just deleted everything between body. Yeah, you with me, Lachlan?
Yeah. I got this one. I got the Kickstart one working. It's the one I was doing myself.
Okay, okay. So if I go to horizontal, I just want a navigation. I'm going to take this menu. I will have to modify it, and I'm just going to put a comment here, nav. I will also put a comment, end nav. Okay, so I've got nav and nav. Now I just need 4, and I don't need these icons. I really am. These are all icons. And you can see he's got his own tags, items. So that is going to be the about page, about. And what I might do is just copy and paste that 4 times. And only whichever page is the current page, only that page should be given the class current. Okay, I'll just do it manually. He's got a class current. Some of you tried it earlier on, called class active. So I'll just make my navigation bar about, burgers, roles, contact. Okay, now this is the index page. Because all of this is going to be a PHP, I will have to save these as a PHP file. So I will make a correction here. That will be index.php. That will be burgers.php. I will have roles.php. So any page that reads or dynamic data or uses PHP language has to be called PHP. So I'm going to save this one as. Let me save the document as well. I'm going to save this as a PHP, save as index.php. Yeah. The advantage of PHP is that you can set up a file with a navigation that can be used in other pages. What do I mean by that? I mean that this thing which is being used again and again, this entire header, okay? This entire header is going to be common to all pages, right? Is that correct? And I'll call this tasty burgers. Tasty burgers. Try to understand this, guys. Now this thing is going to be common to all the pages. Okay, I'm going to cut it from here. I'm going to make a new PHP file. I'm going to put it in there. I removed everything else. I'm going to call this as uh, headnav.php. Headnav.php. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to start my PHP tag. PHP tags are like this, just like JavaScript has got a script tag. PHP is bracket question mark PHP and ends with question mark and a bracket. I can do this, include headnav.php. Now that's what I need to do for all my pages. The reason I'm showing this to you is it will be very handy if you ever have a customer with 25 pages who comes and tells you, hey, I need to add a 26th page. Because then you will have to go inside each of those 25 pages, add a link. If you do it this way, you only have to go and change the headnav.php. Does that make sense? So headnav is separate, and that's where my navigation is. The moment I link it here, okay, now see what happens if I actually go to the browser and I say localhost slash sites, was it localhost? Localhost slash sites. Let's go tasty burger and PHP tasty burger, and you can see because I had an index file, it picked up the index number one, and number two, it has picked up the navigation. Although the navigation is sitting in another PHP file, all I've actually done is I've said include headnav.php. This is the instant benefit of getting into PHP. Does that make sense? Here you've suddenly got into like geek domain.
For hours, we don't necessarily need.
You don't have to do that. You don't need it. But you can see what I've done. You can leave it in every page. Okay. So now I've got my navigation. So now when I make my other pages, all I will do is I will just add that. And nav. What else did I plan? I had planned that I need three things. Good. So let's go to Kickstart. I need three columns. Somewhere here it's got columns. Yeah, here. So if I go HTML and fourths and thirds, I'm happy with the thirds. I'll take the thirds and I'm going to say I got three columns. Save it, come here and refresh it. Because of my include, I can't really see things here. I have to go to my browser and refresh it. And I did not get thirds. Include headnav.php. I will need to go and see validate local HTML. Okay, so it is valid, so there are no errors, and let me just find out where this is sitting. File, save as. Save. What is this one here? That's the index.html. Oh, because it still has the index.html, it's probably reading the index.html. So I will delete the index.html, and what I will do is I will read the index.php. Yeah, okay. That's okay, that's good, because now I know that it's picking up the PHP. Okay, so the syntax is you need to put the file name in quotations, so that was a mistake, and you need a semicolon there. Okay, but you don't have to worry about it. I just wanted to show that to you that you can do it, and that's the way I'll do it, because if you want to use my code, you can use efficient code. Okay, so there it is. I've got my 3 columns and I've got my navigation. Now if you don't like the default rollover, you can by all means change it, so that's not a problem.
Can you go back to yours in
Yep. Yeah. If you don't want to do that, I mean, it's something we can just put it back. You take all of this, copy it, come back here, and
Is there a reason it's automatically responsive?
yes, because of the framework. The guy has written the framework we are using, Kickstart. It actually uses a jQuery library to make it responsive. Okay, so there we are. I've removed that include, makes it less confusing. Now I had planned 3 things, and I've got graphics for these 3 things. If I go back to Kickstart, what do I need? I need an image. You see this image full width, I'm just going to go for that one. So if I go full width, and I'm just going to take one of these. Let me see, full width or does it have a third? Slideshow. So I'll go to full width. I'll take a full width. No big deal. Copy that. Come to Dreamweaver. Now within each of these divs, you see each of these divs, I'm going to put a full width, and my image size is 300 by 250. So I'm going to make each of these 300 by 250. Placehold.it is a website that allows you to create placeholders. I'm going to save that. Come to my tasty burgers. So I've got 3 images. See this? 3 images. Now I have made these images. So if I come to source and I take a quote and go to browse and I go to images, I'm going to take my logo first. Choose my logo. Cool. The last one I'm going to put specials, try specials. So I made another banner using canva.com. It's called yep, I called it once. Now in the middle, what I might do is I might put a slideshow. You see in the middle, this middle column, I'm just going to put a slideshow here. I'll save it. So I've got my logos on the left, right. I'm going to put a slideshow here. Okay, so that's going to be my banner. Okay, and both of these come from Canva. Really, all I've done is drag and drop from Kickstart, and I've used Canva to generate my graphics. Okay, it does take time. So, and that's what I want to give you time to the end of the semester to really do some nice work. Okay, has June come back? Oh, Robert, I was about to get impressed. I thought, oh, Yoon is in the action. Anyway, I hope he gets his act together. He'll really enjoy it once he gets into it, once he achieves something. Okay, so now I'm going to put a slideshow in the middle and just see how I do it. You see this, there's a slideshow here. I'll just go to the HTML of it, and I'm going to take this entire slideshow and I'm going to dump it in the middle div. You see here in the middle div, I'm just dumping the slideshow. Now there's only one thing, even this one I made it 350 by 200. So I'm just going to go 350 by 200. I'm just going to, and I have a few images which I'll use them. I'll see how I go. It may or may not work, but it should work because it's responsive. So I'm going to remove the last li. I just need 3, and I've got images for that. So let me see if it actually works first. If I wanted this to go underneath the slideshow, sure.
Underneath, like, say you had 3 and like one of them underneath.
If I wanted something underneath here,
Underneath.
or if I wanted the slideshow underneath,
Slideshow in general, like the entire slideshow.
that would have been easier because, okay, I'll show that to you. Okay, cool, yeah. So the question is, what if I want the entire slideshow to go underneath? Where's my slideshow gone? Somewhere here, images, where's the slideshow? Okay, this is a slideshow. I'm going to take this one, and to answer Lachlan's question, and it might be a good idea, if I want this to go underneath, I'm just going to come out here. You see, these were the divs. You see, this div was the first div, Lachlan. This is the first div. Then I had the second div. Then I had the third div. After the third div, I'm going to put slideshow underneath. Does that make sense? Okay, and then I paste the slideshow. And now if I go to my page and see, if I go here and see, you can see the slideshow has come there. Does that make sense?
Yes. One didn't work for some reason. One set up
Yeah, it might, some tag might have got cut and pasted. I'll have a look at it. If I wasn't recording, I'd have come over and sorted you out. But that's the idea. If you want it below, you paste it below. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kill that because I don't want it there. And in fact, what I'm going to do here is I'll just put a simple image in the middle. I'm not going to put a slideshow at all. I'm not going to put a slideshow at all. I'm just going to put a simple image in the middle and a full width image. I'm just going to put a burger. Okay, so that's going to be my page. That's it. I need a heading. I need a heading underneath. So I just go to Kickstart. I go to heading. I just search for headings. If I click on headings, there I'll just take heading 1. And I'll go here. So underneath my last div tag, I need a heading, and I'm going to call this about tasty burgers. Okay. So I've got a heading called about tasty burgers. Pretty cool. I don't like this sticking to the left, so I'm actually going to add my own style here. Style equals, and I'm just going to give it a bit of padding. Padding left. I'll give it 15 pixels. Yeah, so I've just got a bit of padding there, and that's all right. About tasty burgers. Now underneath that, I would like 2 columns, one for text and one for a picture about a burger shop. So let's see what I need. I will again go to the grids and columns. I don't need 4s, I need half, image and half. I need half. So underneath that, I need 2 columns. I'm just going to put a p tag inside my div tag to get some paragraphs. This text will be about tasty burgers, and I'll just get one more paragraph there. 2 paragraphs. And in the right side, the right div, I'm saying this is where I will put a photo of the owner. Okay, I'll put my photo here. So see, I've got my 2 columns. I've got the text here, and this is where I can put a picture. I can put a full width picture, and I can put a picture of a burger shop, or I can put something else. Okay, and if you think it doesn't look good 6 and 6, what you can do is, because the total has to be 12, you can say this will be column 9 and this one should be column 3, the other div. So we have div. So that's column 9 and column 3. Photo of shop comes here. So see what 9 and 3 does? It changes the ratio. I had 2 div tags here, right? Here and here. And it gave column 6, column 6. I made it 9 and 3. The total should be 12. Yeah.
Just wondering, how do you best select what columns you want in your website?
This Kickstart HTML is based on 12 columns. You asked me how it is responsive. It is responsive because it is designed in such a way that makes the 12 columns collapse. See this? Look at Kickstart, Bootstrap. All of these frameworks, they are designed in such a way that they make these columns collapse. See this? And there's an example here at the bottom. Sorry for scrolling fast, but somewhere at the bottom, the div tags. let me get there first. See grids and columns. If you go to grids and columns and you see the example, you see this is the way it is designed. Everything is column 12. You can have 1 and 11, 2 and 10, 3 and 9, 4 and 8, or you can have 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 6, 6. You see, as long as the total is 12. And what is the total 12? This class equal to column 9. So this is predefined in this framework. So I've pretty much made a layout here, and I did not. I should have planned this, and this asset should have come. I should have planned a photo of a burger shop, and I should have put it in there, but I haven't. I'll just let me get a burger shop. Probably get McDonald's or something. I just want some kind of a placeholder. In fact, I can just use a placeholder. I don't even need. I can use the Kickstart HTML. I can go to full image width, full width image. I'll just put a placeholder there. So I'm going to put an image full width, save it, and see how it looks. So yeah, I can get an image there. To get it a bit more spaced, what I can do is I can add a bit. I can say style equals. I can add these to the separate class. You see this here. There's a file called style.css, and this one is meant for you to override the existing CSS, and that's where I would put it eventually. But when I'm trying it out, I just put it here. I put style equals. I need a bit of padding. I'm just going to go padding 20 pixels. I don't want it too close to the sticking to anything. So yeah, actually I'll go padding. I don't want any top padding. Top will be 0. So left and right will be 20. Let's see. Yeah, that's okay for me. And see, it's still fully collapsed, fully responsive. See that? Very nice. So that's my first page. Okay, that's my first page. Because I have removed that head nav. What I'm going to do is, let me make all of my pages. To do that, you need to know the file names. And if you see in my Word document, I had planned my file names: index, burgers, roles, contact. So let's go and do that. I just realized I might not have saved something. Index, burgers, roles, and contact. Okay. So if I come back to my list up here, ahref is equal to index.php, burgers.php, roles.php, and contact.php. Okay, so that's my index. For the second page, I will save this same one. File save as burgers.php. Burgers.php. But what do I change? I'm going to get a list of burgers here. Burgers. And for the rest of the page, I don't want anything. Burgers. Okay. This is where PHP will come here. Burger list will come here. Okay, we will write PHP code to get the burger list from the database. And if the burger page is current, you change the class current to the burger page. See this li? So class current is now the burger page. So that's my burger page. I'm going to save this as my roles page. Roles.php. Now because this is the roles page, class current will be roles.php, and I will say role list will come here. And then I'm going to save the contact page, contact.php. Now in the contact page, this class current will actually go to contact.php. And what I might do here is,
So it's just like HTML, but once you have your index page, or something.
yes, absolutely, yeah. In the contact page, I'm just going to put timings and contact us. I'll have an H2 there. I'll put an H2, and I'm going to say timings Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday we open for breakfast. 9 a.m. A bit late, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Sunday closed. Location, you can stick in a Google map there if you want. Now you should be consistent because I'm putting location capital. I'm going to put timings there. H2 slash H2. Location, I'll just put 104 Glenelg Street, South Brisbane, Queensland 414101. Okay, I've just put some pin code there. H2 is still too big. I'm just going to make it an H5. Yeah, H5 is okay. And I'll just put a padding there, just like before. Just give it a bit of a padding, H5, H5, and I can put this inside a p tag with breaks. So I'm just going to put this inside a p tag. I'll put some breaks here. I'll put this also inside a p tag. You can put a contact, email, oh, of course, website. You can put website tastyburgers.com.au, telephone, so put some data in your page, make it look a bit realistic. Best thing is if you can find a small business belonging to a relative, do a website for them, it just gives it legitimacy. Your whole exercise becomes meaningful.
The only thing is, we can't really edit the CSS easily.
No, not easily, but with some difficulty you can. With a bit of effort you can. So the paragraph tags, I'm going to just modify the paragraph tags as well. You can see on my home page, you can override them. Okay, see this. Look at this, Lachlan. See, if I wanted all paragraphs to have a padding on the left, see this? It's sticking to the left, I can go to style.css and I can say at the very bottom P, okay, padding hyphen left. Now this is going to override everything and hopefully this is going to work. When I say padding left 15 pixels, see that? It's worked here. Oh, because I did not put this in a paragraph tag. But if I put that in a paragraph tag, suppose I go to burgers and burger list will come here. See this? If I put this in a paragraph tag and if I go to roles and I put that also in a paragraph tag, roles will come here. Just see what I did, Lachlan. You see this style.css, the first style.css that I moved and I linked again. I went to style.css and I said padding left 15 pixels. And now if I actually say color, okay, if I say color, and I will remove it, but if I just say if I set color red, all paragraphs in all pages will become red. See that? So it's not terribly difficult to modify the CSS. Yes, yes. But if you want to play with the style, then you have to write your own stuff. But okay, I'm going to stop this recording. So this 40 odd minute video actually shows you how to make 4 pages. So if you are diligent enough, watch it again, you will make your 4 pages. This is part 1 of the shell. So part 1 is HTML CSS shell using Kickstart. So Kickstart allows you to kickstart a web page, 4-page website. Don't miss tomorrow's class. Tomorrow we will make our database and next week we will read from the database into this page, and with these 3 sessions, one of the out of your 5 assignments will be over. Okay, so yeah, that's 42 minutes. I'll stop this here and I'll upload it.